Greetings and salutations. Some group
Oh, Miss
gathered
Nunu,
today.
wherever she is today, I will remember that phrase
I
for the rest of
hope
my
she
life.
is doing well. I really, truly do.
I was trying to make that drink soft life. It's supposed to be purple. I tried every which way, and the lavender syrup does not keep it purple once you add any type of citrus or the coconut cream. Nothing. Nothing worked, but whatever. I'm just going to be sufficed with pink. But I got purple food dye and it turned it like blue. It looked like the cup that you use of water that you just put all your paintbrushes in. And that made me think of Miss Nimitz, which was our art teacher in Christian school. And she would always just be like, group, group, to like get us quiet. And oh my God, we must say that all the time. Even
Yes.
with two people. I'm like, group, just for no reason. Love her.
I do love her. Welcome to Talk Out Loud, folks, where we will absolutely be talking out loud.
Drink.
Drinks.
What you got?
You know, I don't beer.
Is that wine again?
I like judgment.
Brandy or wine?
Judgment right there.
It is.
This is red wine.
Okay.
Red wine. Anyway, sorry.
Mm-hmm. This is a rose margarita. It's so delicious. And I don't really like champagne or anything, but it's good. With tequila, obviously. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
It's trad and true.
So
let's see. Anything fancy?
mm-hmm.
Well, group.
Oh my God.
We're talking out loud. Talking out loud about deconstructing religion, especially from the 90s. So I guess I'll start. We grew up in a predominantly, I'll say white, Christian, non-denominational church / school / every other thing you want to add to it. And no shade. That's what we knew. I'm not mad at it. But a day or two ago, I ended up down a rabbit hole of all of these other people out in the world that I guess grew up the way we did. And I had a whole moment. So I was like, wait, we weren't the only ones that, so the first thing I saw was this guy who says, hey, does anybody know where this song came from? Scratch another back, scratch a back next to you, scratch another back and sing this song. And I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Salty and the singing songbook.
Climbing a mountain was top tier.
One step at a time. Yes.
I'll never forget those songs.
And they had motions to the songs as well.
It was Barney. It was Barney before Barney. Like, please.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. You are so right. It was Barney before Barney.
Mm-hmm. Just blue. Yep. It's Christian Barney.
Like weird lips and like weird eyes. Listen.
Bible Barney. Yeah. Bible Barney.
I like that. Let's coin that. Mm-hmm. Bible Salty, you are now Bible Barney.
Oh God.
There's so much about, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I know this is going to be very unpopular, but I've said it multiple times, so I might as well just say it here too. There are many times where I think that it was a cult. I'm just going to have to go there. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm not saying that I don't believe in God or anything like that, because I 100% do. It's just some of the things that there was just like this blind faith and this just like blind, we're going to go with it. And here we are 20, 30 years later. And it's like, what? So for folks who don't know, I wrote a book. It is called I Thought I Was Fine. Oh, there you have it.
It's here.
So sad. It's so great. It's so great. And it's just a collection of stories of, instances and situations and things that have happened in my life that got me to the point where I am today. And some are fun, some are funny, some are like, Becca, WTF. And I'm okay with that because I did that as well. I looked at myself and was like, what am I doing?
Life. Mhm.
But the first couple chapters were very, very hard and interesting because I was writing about Tamara and I's upbringing. So we can actually dive into it now. So even though we grew up in the same household and we're only a couple years apart, we
We,
grew up light years. We had
mhm.
different parents.
Yeah, we have different views of what our parents did. Even like if it's weird because like if Daddy said good morning or what were we talking about? Like if Daddy didn't show up for you, you were mad. But for me, I was like, well, he was asleep. I know I have to wait for him. Like it didn't make me think like I couldn't trust men. Like I didn't go that deep with it.
I 100% did. Daddy was always late picking me up because he was asleep.
Hmm.
And we didn't live like in bus route of the church slash school. We lived about, I don't know, would you say like maybe 15 minutes?
Hmm. Well, see, for Christian school, I don't remember either parent ever taking us there or back. I don't remember any of that. I remember whatever carpool we were in.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, that wasn't even an issue for me. But when I got to high school, it was me and dad. Mom worked 12, 14-hour days and they were mostly at night. So see you. She's gone in the morning. I don't see her again. When she comes in, she's going to bed. So daddy cooked my meals. This is like 14 plus, mind you. But no, he didn't pick me up, but I was never mad at him. I knew he was asleep. I knew I'd have to call. Hopefully he'll answer. But I was more irritated that mom wouldn't let me get a ride home with somebody in her neighborhood because, she doesn't know them. Daddy was never I was never mad at him. Poor thing he was late. He was tired. Like, no, I couldn't be mad at him.
Because you knew you needed to pick me up. And we live 15 minutes away. Everybody's gone, and I'm waiting with the principal, and it's dark outside. And he's looking at me, and I'm like, I called him. He didn't answer. I don't know what to do. And just that anxiety provoking somebody is waiting on me or someone is waiting on daddy to come and get me. It was just so embarrassing, especially when it was like you said, other people were getting off the bus and getting in their cars
Hmm. Hmm.
or carpooling. Hey, can I get a ride? Yeah, yeah, cool. Yeah. And here I am sitting with the principal, like, I hope he remembers to pick me up today. Maybe this is why I shouldn't play sports. Because maybe if I left school at normal time, then like you said, we were a part of a carpool, so we would have just went home on a carpool. But game night or practices,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. We had very different experiences.
we did. So going back to like elementary era. So in my world, because I'll put it that there, it's in my world. I started Livingstone's preschool, and I want to say I was like 5. So I actually started, it was like a half a day. So for like a half a day, and then I would leave at like noon. Honestly, don't remember how I got home. I mean, I was super young. I mean, it was like 5. But I remember all of my elementary teachers and my high school teachers up until I left and went to public school. That's another story for another day. But
And
specifically speaking of Livingstone's Christian School, one of the things that just, as I look back on it now, does not make sense to me is the pops.
you're still mad about the pop.
I am. I am. I am.
I mean, yes, when you say it out loud and you're like, you're hitting my butt. And I'm like, okay, I can get on board with you. But just in that day we were getting spanked at home. So it was like, what's the difference? I mean,
Those are
today
my parents. You're a stranger. You're
but
a teacher.
it's Christian school, so you kind of think like they're just doing what your parents would do if they were here, in my mind. I mean, I only remember getting pops from the principal, not my actual teachers. I could have. I just don't. I got beat so much I don't. Really differentiate like who was the best one. Um, I just do remember when the principal had to do it because it was weird because
Dude,
we had women teachers. Maybe that's what it was, and he was so quiet. I don't know. He didn't really like give principal a vibe like this tall. Like no, he didn't really give that vibe. So it was
no.
weird.
And kudos to you, doctor. But no, I remember getting pops every year, multiple times a year, kindergarten, first, second, third, all the way up until the sixth grade. Pops every single year, multiple times a year. I don't remember what they were all for. I remember a lot of them were like talking. Look at me now. But I mean, talking and, I mean, I guess you could call it bullying. I don't really see it that way. I stated facts. People got got an attitude about it.
That's what a bully would say.
I stated facts. That's what I did.
What a bully would say. No, I don't remember none of that. I mean, sure, I'm sure I taught, but like I just remember going to school and thinking of school of like, oh, I'm going to have fun with my friends. I'm going to socialize. Like I 2 plus 2. What? Thank God I was just naturally smart. I was not there for the learning. Not
That's
one grade.
unfortunate. What's
Not one grade. I was there to talk to people and hang out with my friends. And so I don't remember any of that. Even in public school, it was like, oh God, okay, I have to find new friends. But it was like once I did, it was back to like, okay, socialize. Oh, I need to ride the bus because I need to get there at the same time so I can be in this group and I know where my friends are. No. School?
Yeah.
History? I gotta take a test? Why?
Your education. What are you just can't.
No.
I
No. I
really
went because I
struggled.
had to.
I feel like studying was fun because, you and I used to play school and, I could pretend like I was teaching you stuff. And so it was just like fun for me. I
Okay.
loved school. Studying was challenging because I would make up rap songs and, things so I could remember these tasks. And the sad part about it is some of those songs I still remember to this day, which is really sad, but that's how I remember things or flashcards, flashcards. But I don't know.
I liked it, like putting it on the index card. I do remember that. I don't
It's
know if it
fun.
was for school though, to be fair.
You were just doing it for fun.
So I'm telling you, I was like very, but like when I learned what bohemian was, I was like, oh, I was very much boho. Like, do not care, go with the wind. Like,
No,
catch
but
me.
yes.
I could not have cared less. And then even today, when I meet people, I'm like, I've never like the entrepreneurs that I meet, like networking, and they're like trying to keep professional. And I'm just like, I've never been in a fight in my life. And they look at me like, never, not even with your siblings. I was like, please, in whose house? We were not fist fighting. What?
No, because if I ever popped you back after the 39 million times of you hitting me, then I got beat, not you.
I really don't. I wish. I remember telling you and the other sister this. Like, please forgive me because I do not recall these incidents that you're referring to. I wish that I would. I wish that I could, but I really have no recollection. I'm sure. I don't
Mhm.
know. I'm sure I just
Yes,
wanted to be a part of the mix. Like,
I'm sure you did as
don't
well.
forget me. But I don't know all the things that I was doing to be
No,
remembered.
honestly, I feel like it's just natural little sister stuff. Anyway, I'm sure our older sisters were probably like, "Yeah, Becca was annoying." I'd be like, "I accept that." Because, like you said, I just wanted to be around. I just
Right?
wanted to go where y'all were going and wear what you were wearing and do what you were doing.
Don't forget me. I'm here. Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
no,
know. I don't remember any of that. I'm just like, sorry, because I don't remember it prior to 14.
it's
I do
unfortunate.
remember certain things. I remember, like, obviously the whole Amway thing, which
That is a whole nother episode. Oh my God.
just never having like name brand stuff. Not that the stuff was bad. I still remember those lemon cookies. They were top tier.
Tamara, I don't
Just
want nacho dusted corn chips instead of Doritos. Everybody just looked at me down the table and was like, ew, what is that?
Chips. Who cares?
No, that response didn't get me anywhere. It was, I mean, your parents can afford Doritos.
Oh, girl. And then didn't, I won't say her name, but her dad, her parents, well, you know who it is. Her dad, the one in my class, her dad worked for Frito-Lay.
Mm-hmm.
Or something, somebody, yeah, in your class. But yeah, I'm sure she always had like the good stuff when we went to her house. Like I just remember seeing all of the chips, but like, I just liked food. It didn't really matter what it was. I just wanted to eat it.
I wanted to fit in.
Oh,
So it was all about why am I having to bring a lunch when all of the popular kids were buying their lunch?
that's true. hmm That's true. But my best friend at the time, her grandmother worked at the school in the lunch line. So I would always just be in the lunch line. I would just go through the lunch line with her and I would eat. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure I still had my lunch. Don't
What?
blame me. I don't know how I survived truly because that was Christian school. And then public school,
I don't know how you survived either.
I always like somehow got other people's food. I really just don't. And then by the time we moved to Humble, when I actually did start eating lunch, because at first I didn't eat lunch at all, I just remember eating like pepperoni pizza, a roll, French fries, chocolate milk every single day. I don't know how I had the money for it, but that when I ate, that's what I ate. And then before drill team practice, I would have peanut M&Ms from the vending machine. How I wasn't 2 pounds, and then I don't know. I don't know. And I was still like the biggest friend in my friend group, thinking I
Which
was
is still crazy because you were very skinny.
well,
Very, very skinny.
beans. They were all like this, and just that's what people liked. And so I felt big, even though today probably I would kill for that. But no, I never had any like nutritional food at school. Please, who's doing that? Salad? No, chicken fingers, French fries, roll, chocolate milk, ice
There it
cream.
is. I remember bringing tuna sandwiches and everybody like looking at me like, your language stinks. Maybe that's where the bullying came from. It really wasn't me. I was just responding to the bullies that I grew up with. Sorry for those that are probably
Sticking up for
listening.
yourself. Okay.
Wiener sandwiches.
Girl, I loved wiener sandwiches.
I mean,
Man,
I did too at home, not at school, because everyone would be like, "What is that? You put a hot dog on a piece of bread?" Now again, here we
mm,
are 20, 30 years later. Hits, totally hits. Nothing wrong with it.
these such good memories.
But you're right. When I got to public school, it was chicken baskets, hands
Yep.
down, every day with the ranch. I would drink it. It's amazing.
hmm
Yes. And the Otis Spunkmeyer. I forgot what I forgot who started that. If it was like
Hmm.
it was some kind of like fundraiser of some sorts that they would do because it wasn't every day, but it wasn't in the cafeteria. It was like down the hallway, and they would sell Otis Spunk, and they would be like warm, like white chocolate macadamia. Oh Jesus,
I don't
yes.
remember that. I mean, maybe I do.
So
Warm
good.
cookies, I do. Oh, yes. Yes.
So good. So good.
Because my two core, we were the Blexicans. Do
I
with that
can't.
what you want. Um, my core girls. Oh, God. It's so funny. You're one of them
Well,
was a wheelchair for my house that I bought. It's so funny.
so in Christian school, right? Or in, let me say, in private school, I don't feel like all private schools are like quote unquote Christian.
Mm,
Like we're preaching the word of God and you're going to Bible class and you have a credit where you're memorizing Bible verses. And at the end of the week, you have to write it all down from memory and be graded on it
mhm.
like we were in our schools. So that's where this like cult type mentality idea comes in mind for me because it's just like there was no options. There was no, well, you believe this, or we want you to have a relationship with God on your own. It was just very much like this is what we believe, this is what we're going to do, this is the music you will listen to. Like it was just very, you know, no sex before marriage and just say no to drugs and all of these things. Nothing wrong with any of it, folks. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just talking out loud. It just, it if it gives off shoved down your throat and not, this is an opportunity for you to, I don't know, choose what you believe, because it was all about what your parents believed and that's how you grew up. And I'm sure that's like that for any generation. I don't know, for you and me, like with our kids, I was very much like, yes, we did go to church until COVID. And then, things just got really weird. But I wanted my kiddo to have a relationship with God on her own. I would give her the information, give her the facts, and then let her decide what that looked like for her. I didn't feel the need to, force, and I know it's a strong word, but force her to be in the church setting every time the door opened, because that's how it was going to get me to heaven, is if we were in church. If we were sick, I wish
We're
I
gonna
would try
pray
to
over
be
you.
sick.
We're gonna pray over you, and you'll get healed at church.
You will receive your healing at church.
School as well, please.
Um,
You're not
it
missing.
was just, and church was all the time, Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night, care
Mhm.
groups. I think that things really started to shift for me when I finally made it to teen church.
Mm.
Because I did feel like, okay, those people are like me, they get it. And one of the things that I saw in this like deconstructing religion kind of thing was how the Christian world and the secular world like mirrored each other, especially when it came to music. So, for example, the secular world would have Christina Aguilera.
Mm.
The Christian world would have, what's the girl name?
You say Rachel Lampo?
Rachel Lampa and Stacey Orico.
I love Cece. That's like the Tori Kelly for me.
There you go.
I love
You know,
Tori.
Tori Kelly does have a Christian
She
album.
does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Mm-hmm.
hits. Still slaps. Slaps. It's a good song.
Yes. I mean, I
Good song.
feel like, when you listen to her talk, even in interviews like on the Terrell show and stuff, like you can tell she's very much like in her faith, and that drives her. She just happened to make songs about love, which is crazy because you think like, oh, she's making songs about love. She's not a Christian. What? Huh?
Like, where did that mentality come from?
I
Like, if
don't.
I say dang, that's too close to the bad word, so I'm going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What kind of God do you serve? Oh my gosh, I was talking about that yesterday with one of the Christian artists we used to listen to back in the day. And again,
Mm-hmm.
down my deep dive. And I was like, oh, whatever happened to him? And it was like, oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
he had to take back all of his awards, and he was dropped from the labels and everything because he had an affair. I'm like, what?
That's
What kind
crazy.
of God do y'all serve
Mm-hmm.
that you make a mistake? I don't care if it
Oh,
was, I
sweet.
had sex one time, I had sex 25 times, I had sex 10 years, but we have now ostracized you from the church, from the faith, from everything that you grew up knowing because you made a mistake. And now you are being, what is that scarlet letter? Like, you have
Mm-hmm.
now been labeled as, you are no longer of the Christian faith because you made a mistake.
But then they say, like, oh, God is a forgiving God. So it's you
It's
that's not forgiving? It's you. It's you that's not forgiving then. Or like rededicate your life. What are we rededicating if you've kicked me out?
That's good.
I don't know. So many questions.
So many questions.
But it's not like explained. There's no nurturing of like, okay, I made it's like I said, it's more restrictive, like the rules and what we can't do. But what happens when we've done it? You're giving an example that like, oh, well, you can't be a part of us, which
Hmm.
gives the whole vibe. But it's just like, am I not accepted anymore? I remember telling mom, like, well, I guess I never really believed that I was saved because I was having sex. And she was like, oh my God. Like, I'm like, well, yeah. hello. Like I got baptized every time there was baptism because I thought like, okay.
Just in case.
But I don't know. I just felt like I didn't really feel like I was getting all the Christian that I could get because I was still doing things that they said was wrong.
Right.
Not that I'm saying it's right. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, okay, I've done this stuff. Now what? Still,
Right.
still
I'm going
saved.
to hell. Like there's no coming back from it, then I might as well just keep doing it. Because if you've already decided my fate for me because I made a mistake, or not even, I don't even want to like necessarily label it a mistake. I'm just going to say there was a choice. There
Mhm.
was a decision made, and here
That
we
didn't
are.
mean with what you told me was accepted. Hmm.
I mean, but in all actuality, I can't tell you how many times I've probably, you know, encouraged my kid to, like be honest with me, be open with me, tell me what you've done, because it's like, I'm not going to shun you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that you're going to hell because you like a girl. I don't care.
Hmm.
I love you. And at the end of the day, which is what I wish our parents and the church had taught us back in the day, is that at the end of the day, you stand in front of God on your own, not with me saying, well, I told her not to do that and she did it anyway. So here we are. No, I'm responsible for my decisions, just like you're responsible for yours. And if God, like you said, is a forgiving God, then even if I make a mistake or I make a decision and it doesn't end out well, hello, that's what grace is for. I'm able to turn around and be like, you know what? Oops, I probably shouldn't have did that, or maybe I handled that wrong. God, will you forgive me? But you're right. There's plenty of time, especially in that like elementary, middle school phase, where I was absolutely like, and they're like, raise your hand if you would like
Hmm.
just in case I said something wrong or I had some impure thoughts, something. I mean, I can't tell you how many impure thoughts I probably had, but
Hmm.
I don't know.
We
There's
did.
just a lot there. There's a lot there.
Yeah. I mean, we did that in like as kids, but then they're like shunning the adults and kicking them out, and it's like you're what we have to look up to in the
Facts.
like in the earth. So if this is the example we're given, but you're telling us a different thing, at some point we're gonna realize these two don't match.
And now I'm confused.
And then I'm just like, I don't have the desire to learn anything else because this has been so embedded in me. So
Yeah,
when it's like, oh, are you going to church? What for?
I'm already going to hell. I mean, I don't believe that now, but
I feel like I can get so much more in the sermon, like from my couch. I know that sounds terrible, but like I'm not distracted. I'm not looking at these people shouting over here or the hour long praise and worship. That's a whole other thing. But you expect me to stand for an hour on praise and worship, and then you have 8 different people praying a different prayer. And then we were sitting down finally, we're comfortable. And then we're doing tithes now. And now we're singing a different song
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and we're doing a different prayer. Why was this not all done the first time?
Where's the efficiency here? This We got to stand up, sit down,
Mm-hmm.
hug a neighbor, give a neighbor a high five, tell your neighbor you look good today. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to do none of that.
And
But I
all the
will say,
what do they say a lot? Especially in, our churches. Um, oh, I wish I had a church. Where did we go? We're still here. What do you mean? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of like the for me, it's like a lot of negativity. Like, oh, because we didn't shout, now we're told like you don't have a church. And I wish somebody in here would just preach this.
yeah,
I think it's more indicative of like us not growing up in a black church. These things are not normal to us. So like, can you just preach the message and don't make me shout and say a bunch of things at different times and nope, that's the wrong neighbor. Turn to the other one. Walk to the next aisle.
I don't want to do none of that. And I do love the Lord.
I do, but I want to get what I need to get, and like let's cut out the foolishness.
And
for me.
honestly, at the end of the day, I'm going to church. I mean, I know there's this like conception of we're going to church to fellowship and be with like-minded people. Want. That's cool or whatever. But I'm going to church because I need a word. I
Right.
need something to fill my bucket up to make it through this next week with these hooligans that I work with and being a single parent and all these other fun things that are going on. I need someone to speak to me. So I understand like the draw, if you will, to like doing it virtually because you're right, there is no distractions. I don't have to hug a neighbor and do all this. And I don't have to listen to an hour long praise and worship team that Tamara and I mean, you and I have grown up with like music ingrained in us. So anytime there's an off note, an off key, that's all I can pay attention to the rest of the service. I'm not listening to anything else. I'm only listening to, that note was off, or
Hmm.
did we sing this song like yesterday? Or why does one song last 8 minutes?
And like, why? Like for me, the yelling. I don't know if it's just because of my childhood and then subsequent marriage, but like once you raise your voice, ooh, I'm tuned out. Tuned out. I can't follow along. I simply
Nope, I'm
can't
out.
follow.
And it's
You lost.
my here. I'm like,
You lost me good. And then it's like, when I watch it on YouTube, it's like, okay, I can cut out the praise and worship once you get to hoot and hollering.
yes, yes,
And then like, okay, I can fast forward through tithes and offering. Like I already know how to give. It's auto like great. And then I could just get to the meat of the message. But then once you get to the end of your message and you're still like, then you start singing as the pastor, please, I gotta know.
I'm out.
Then I can end it because I've got what I need from the message. Because your singing is also, whoop, no.
I think it's hard to find like a church that has all the things that you want, right? Because everybody is different. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I went to a church back in the day called Abundant Life, and Fred Hammond's brother was the song leader. My older sister and I would go to that church specifically for
Yes,
praise and
and
worship, and then
was
we would bounce because it would be like that's what we came for.
you left after praise and worship,
Loved it, loved
girl?
it. So I'm
I
like,
do.
if I could get him
Mhm.
right, can I get like a Fred Hammond praise and worship with like a Priscilla Shirer message? Because the way she teaches, I get it, I understand it.
I do
And I'd be
like.
like, that's the perfect church for me. It does not exist. So you're right. It's almost like you're making your own church. I got to make my own church.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been to some that I liked the message, but then they would give out like I don't want to say pamphlet, but they would give out these things where you fill in the blanks, I guess, to make you pay attention, and that's great for like new Christians. I sound really cocky right now, but at the time, yes, girl, it is a mega church, and they have other chains. But at that time, it was like, oh, I already know what they're about to say, and they're like, I would know it before they put it on the screen, and then it was like, okay, I don't know that this is for me because it's very surface level, maybe because it's so huge. And so I wasn't really feeling like convicted. Like I could be there or not, and I'm not feeling any different. And so for me, that wasn't, I was like, okay, this isn't the one for me. They don't do that now. Um, but they did like 10 years ago. And I was just like, this is a great, like my kids were little, they loved it. It was very good for like kids ministry. But for me as an adult, I felt like I knew so much word already, like this didn't serve me. And then the songs were like, I call them garage band songs. You made this up in your garage. It was very like, and I love a good emo rock situation, alternative. I love it. But we can't sing along to this because like you made it up in the garage. Um, it was just very odd. Like, I don't know. And then some people at different churches, like everybody can't I feel like ratatouille. Everybody can cook. Everybody can't sing.
No, they
Don't
cannot.
give them the mic.
Please don't. Because you
Oh,
have people like me and you in the audience that are like, no,
it's
that's
off
not it.
key.
That's not it. No offense. I'm glad you love the Lord. I'm glad you're serving because I
Mhm.
do feel like that's a thing too. It's like you have to go to church and then you have to become a member. And once you become a member, then you have to like serve. And it's like,
Yeah,
but who's serving me?
Thank you. Like you have to like be accepted into the groups, and it's like, but you don't. What if I'm not going to get anything out of this? I still have to, and then I have to pay for it. Oh, that's a lot. What was the other thing that I just didn't like about that whole? Oh, if you weren't a member, like you couldn't dedicate your baby or something. I remember that being like a thing of that church that I was referring to. It was like, oh, well, you're not members, so we can't dedicate, or like same sex, they couldn't dedicate their.
These
That's not we were expecting. I thought it was come as you are. Guess not. It's just a lot of rules, but like you're supposed to be bringing people to church, but you're not really acting like
be
you want.
fishers of men. Hello.
Mhm,
How can we be fishers of men if you're only fishing in one pond? And the
mhm.
pond that you're fishing in is the one where everybody is following all the rules. We don't want to dip into the pond where people are just out there living their lives that need guidance, that need support, that need, a helping hand. No.
When I would go to the country with my friends, and mom was like, "Well, do they go to church?" And I was like, "Well, aren't I supposed to be around people that need it? Like, am I not the light for them? Was Jesus only around other Christians? How are we winning people?" It was wild, but yeah,
Good answer. That's a good answer right
I
there.
was like, I can't be around only Christians. Not that
Who am
sounds.
I ministering to? Because aren't we supposed to go out there and, spread the word of God? Well, how am I spreading it if the only people I'm around are people of like mind and like faith with the same restrictions that I have?
Mhm, mhm.
So true. I know we're way past our time, but we could talk
Yes,
about this
so long for so
forever
long.
and ever, man, because we got stories on stories on stories.
Mhm.
Well, don't forget to talk out loud, folks. Toodles.
Like, okay.
Jesus.
Yes.